Namaste. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry for Hindi. Uh, it is my pleasure to be here in front of you today. I am Maniram Sharma representing Tribhuvan University, Kathmandu, Nepal. Today, I'm going to talk about the very simple thing, but which is very applicable in my context, especially in the context of Nepal. I'm waiting for the slides, but what happened, Vedic process and Vedic applications, and as a university teacher, I have found a lot of things, and I have found several issues to be addressed, especially in Hindu religion. So talking about my country, Nepal is the land of Vedic rituals and Vedic practices. If you hear Pashupatinath, Muktinath, and in many other Hindu cultures and many other temples, you can find the root of Vedic practices there. And now I'm not talking about the Vedic practices there, how and why, especially in Vedic science. But today I'm going to talk about the simple components that is incorporated in the field of teaching as a university teacher. So I'm sorry, a little bit late. Actually, what happened, I'm also waiting for the online presentation to be addressed in Indonesia from here. But at the same time, it happens, coincidence happens here. So I'm very sorry for this issue. And No, this is okay. Go to the next. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. So I will not be very long. As I told you, I'll be talking about the Vedic practices. Yeah. So Vedic practices in Nepalese classrooms. Nepal, as I told you, Nepal is the land of multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious country. As the constitution of Nepal has already addressed the different groups, caste and religious groups, especially minority group in a geographical part of the country. The land of mountains and the land of Vedic practices. So what happened? Nepal, a Vedic land. I think I have already discussed about it. So Nepal has a diverse cultural and religious landscape. And it has also the different religious groups, but again, the Hinduism is in the majority. And the cultural and religious values, including Vedic principle, always influence in different sectors, maybe business, politics, and in the field of education. So I'll be talking about the religious education which has been incorporated in the field of education. Education is the process of enlightenment to the people and creating the awareness from the different aspects, whatever you call. So, of course, our forefathers, our senior professors always adopted the policy of Gurukul system. So that is always important in the field of Vedic science, so that we are talking today. And so, especially in the field of education, and the Nepal government and the constitutionally addressed the power of education, and the right of education is also recognized by the Vedic principle. That is the part of religion. And that is also the gateway to education that can also cater the policies of school reforming ideas. And that is also the ideas of releasing the Hinduism, and that Hinduism is also the practices of Vedic science that we're going to talk today. And Vedic principle that we all are talking today, that we are talking about the past, we're talking about the future possibilities, and we are talking about the new dimension of Vedic practices and Vedic science, that is also related to the education in our context, and that has been taught from the basic level to the university level, from research level to the university level. That has been interconnected from different levels. And see, I'm not talking about the different other ideas, but I'm talking about the ceremonial conversions that has been used in the field of education. Because I have seen a lot of issues, because in my classroom in the context of Nepal, in my class in Nepal, I can see many different kind of students representing different groups, different geography, different population, and different religious groups. Therefore, it has been very easy to understand their religious ideologies and their ceremonies that has been connected to the basic, that has been connected to Vedic principle. As I told, school policies, and in school policies and the rules and practices always include the traditional ceremonies and celebration. We talk about the Holi, we talk about the Durga Puja, we talk about the cow festival, dog festival, and the different kind of festivals are observed. And that is the way to respect Vedic principles. And the Hindu festival that have Vedic. For example, recently we celebrated some ritual function there, and that is incorporated. And I'm talking about the language. The professor Miso was talking about the language. Language has been taught in different courses, maybe in a local curriculum, federal curriculum, and other applicable curriculum have been designed so that Vedic principle can be respected and Vedic ideas can be incorporated in the school curriculum, in the university curriculum. Therefore, language, of course, there has been the influence of English language. So speaking in English, and there are different policies. The school always adopt the English medium of instruction in the school. But again, there has been incorporation with the Vedic principle. That is the way. And Sanskrit, we have a ritual language in Sanskrit. Whatever we do in our practice, that is the principle. Application and addressing the Sanskrit language in a ritual language. In which language different functions are conducted. That may be in the marriage, that may be in the marriage, that may be in the date, that may be in the other function. And I said, curriculum has been developed and designed, and Sanskrit, studying Sanskrit. For example, let me tell you one of my personal experiences. I studied English there in the university, but I am now studying Sanskrit. I have been started research in Sanskrit. See, very interesting. What made me studying Sanskrit? So what I realized that studying in Sanskrit is not limited to one subject. It's not limited to one area of study. It is limited to different and whole dynamics, whole global arena that can, therefore, a person can be enlightened whole time. So, and cultural integration is also the aspect of Nepalese education system. which is very common. An aspect of Vedic culture all integrated if in different subjects, maybe science, maybe philosophy, maybe cultures, maybe fine arts, and maybe engineering, maybe medicine, law, wherever you go. In our context, and the Constitution of Nepal has also included this kind of policies so that the Vedic practices can be protected from basic level to university level, from basic level to different research level. Therefore, and education, we talk about the child leadership, we talk about the child and child leadership. Child leadership can be described in different ways. We can talk about the children leadership from one level, but remember today children are tomorrow's generation, very good generation. Therefore, today's children should be taught the knowledge of Sanskrit, should be taught the knowledge of ritual identities, should be taught different aspects of our function that is grounded with the Hinduism. There are different debates in my country, Hindustan, and other religious activities there. But again, majority of the people live and depend on Hinduism in my country. We're talking about the federalism there. We're talking about the different Christianity and other things there. But always in unity and harmony. If you talk about the Vedic values, I'm going to talk about it today. Recently, we have a very important function that Ayodhya is one of very important functions in our country also. Remember, in our country, there are some municipalities, there are some local bodies who declare the holidays on that day. And they also conduct different local functions there. If you check online, if you are updated with the recent updates. So that is also the cooperation and understanding the Vedic values. And I'm talking about the connection, the Adi Guru Shiva into the classroom. I'm not talking about the role and contribution of Adi Guru in his part, but I'm connecting Lord Shiva to be connected in our classroom practices. Lord Shiva was able to divide the multiple intelligence. We are talking about the children's multiple intelligence. So why not? We can give the example of Lord Shiva so that we can develop the children's multiple intelligence. And we have different conflict management strategies. As a teacher, we should be able to manage the conflict among the students. That is also the idea to address. So, like Adi Guru had very, very powerful knowledge to manage the conflict among Parvati, among the different aspects during his time. So, self-management, we're talking about the stress management, we're talking about the different management. Why not to manage ourselves, right? So self-management was also one of the best quality of Lord Shiva. Why not to connect in the classroom as a teacher? Why not? So joyful teaching. Teaching is not only a job, it is an art that can create the joy among the people, right? So indiscrimination, we shouldn't have any discrimination quality. So as a teacher, we should not create this kind of indiscrimination quality where Adi Guru did not have this kind of concept, right? So spiritual consciousness, we are talking about the consciousness, we are talking about the human consciousness. Therefore, we should be all about the conscious and ideas to be generated so the children can learn the holistic education with the help of Vedic practices. See, the Ram. As a teacher, we can say Ram can be the source of inspiration in front of teacher. And so Ram can be connected to the classroom as a source of inspiration. Why? There are a lot of reasons, a lot of examples. Ram was able to manage the resources. I still remember now, how could Ram manage the monkeys to get new ideas in front of Ravana, right? So, knowledge management. We have knowledge, but how to manage the knowledge? And we have teamwork. We're talking about the team building. And why not about the effective communication skill? Ram was also able to develop the effective communication skill So as a teacher, we should be able to develop the effective communication skills. I'm sorry. So inspiring and motivating to the people, to the people coming in the new generation is one of the quality of Lord Ram. So we're talking about the, Ayodhya recently happening. So that is also the way of motivation to the new generation and new team. And Lord Krishna, the more innovator, we should be able to innovate new things from one level to the next. Talking about the Vedic principle in the past and talking about the Vedic principle today may be different. So why not innovation? Why not to innovate new things? The time can be demanding. So Lord Krishna may be the example of innovation and innovator. So as a teacher, we can be connected to the innovative ideas in the classrooms. And that can be also the practice of Vedic idea as the teacher of Hindustan, as the teacher of university. So emotional management, I told you before, and critical thinking and problem solving. There are a lot of problems, So there should be one who can solve the problem critically. And the Lord Shiva was able to do that. So why not to follow him a Vedic principle again? So commitment, efficiency, and devotion. We all are dedicated to continue and make effective Vedic principle for the generation. Therefore, we are here today. So remember, my parents are standing back. They're very ritual. They're wearing very ritual dress. They're typically with the Nepalese dress. So they are typically here with the religious dress. See, so they are protecting Vedic principle. They don't like jeans pants. They don't like other things. They are totally agreed with the Vedic practices, and they always worship the God in their homes. Okay, so this is one of the example. I'm almost Saraswati, source of knowledge. We talk about the Saraswati. Yes, we're talking about the knowledge and inspiration that is also connected in our context. Why not to integrate this thing? So Buddha, the practical guy, Buddha was born in my country, and we all are talking about this Buddha from different phenomena. However, we talk about the different ideas. Buddha is also one of the practical guide, and the practicality is also part of education, and practicality is also the quality of Vedic science. So conceptual teaching and realistic research, practice and experiment and experience, and finally, self-realization is also the part of Vedic science. We should be able to realize oneself that Buddha was doing this thing. And practice and research-based practice was conducted by Buddha, which is very important. So, what can be the best method of Vedic science? That may be the question to you all. So for me, based on my research, in my context, I think mask approach may be the scientific idea to address the Vedic science. So mask approach, here I come to say that mask means managerial skill that we should have, and A means attitude building, that is always positive attitude building. And our skill, of course, we all have a skill. The enhancing the skills that you have may be the next quality. And finally, knowledge sharing. The knowledge that you have today should be able to focus if you share in front of someone. So that may be the effective practice of Vedic practice, a Vedic science that we all are talking today. So finally, there are three concepts of Vedic education. One is extended personal capacity competency and exploration of hard and soft skills as an individual, and emotional freedom techniques. And finally, we should be able to generate the ethical intelligence as a human being. So these all come under the Vedic science competency. So that I did. Thank you so much. Namaste.